All right, we have Allie Sczech and Harper Murray here. Questions?
Harper's Michigan week. Crisler Center is sold out. I mean, did you spend a lot of time going to Crisler Center going out? Or?
Yeah, all the time. My sister mainly played in Cliff Keene, and the basketball team was in Crisler, but a few of their big games that they played in Crisler, I was always there. So I'm really excited to go back there, and I get to see a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends go to school there, and a lot of my family's from there, so I'm really excited to go home and just spend some time with them and be home. We're actually going to go to dinner at my house Saturday night, so I'm really excited to bring everyone back.
Besides volleyball, did you go there for basketball games? Just how their events being in the community?
Yeah, we have season tickets to basically all the sports there. So me and my mom were at basketball games a lot, and my brother played basketball in college, so that was always something me and him did together. We went to those games. So Crisler is a great place, and I love all the facilities that they have there. It's super homey for me, and it's fun to go around there and just see everything. And I hope my teammates can get a little taste of what I grew up with, and it's just really exciting.
So what's the significance of it selling out for a volleyball match? You've been around a lot. What's the significance of that?
I think it's a testament to the fan base that Nebraska has. I know we say this all the time, but our fans travel really well. Like, we saw what happened for football in Maryland this past weekend, so we all know that the fans travel well and that we have a lot of fans around the country. So I think it's exciting for Michigan, too, to have that many people at their match against us. And, I mean, I hope for their program that it continues to grow. And I have a lot of connections back to that program with a lot of my friends there, so I'm excited to see them again. And it's always fun playing in front of a big crowd, so I'm just grateful that we can bring our fans to Ann Arbor.
I didn't want to interrupt. Arbor's obviously coming off a Big Ten Player of the Week. I know accolades are just you focus on the team, obviously, but what does that mean when you get the award?
Yeah, it feels great. I feel like the Big Ten does a great job of recognizing people all across the conference, and I'm grateful that they saw that in me the past week. So I don't know, that Tate McRae concert must have fired something up in me for sure. But I'm just grateful, and I'm really glad that they recognize that. But I feel like we've all been putting in the work, so I feel like eventually it's all going to show through for everyone, and I hope everyone can get honored the same way.
Allie, how have you kind of embraced this new role of being able to come off the bench, and you provided a big spark in the last match?
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely not necessarily easy, but I think in practice that's when it starts, is like regardless of what my role may look like at practice, like embracing that and doing that to the best of my abilities, and I think that transfers over into the matches, and it's not necessarily like harder to do it in matches if that's what I'm doing every day in practice. But yeah.
What have you learned about from doing that? Because you're obviously used to playing a lot, but how have you kind of adjusted to that change?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I talked to Jordan Larson about this the other day, but you have a lot more respect for people that come off the bench and play well because it's not an easy role to have at all. But I would say just it makes you a more mature player. You have a lot more maturity for when you do get your opportunities, really embracing them and going out there and playing with no regrets. And I feel like that's something that I've really tried to focus on, is regardless of when I go in, it's am I going to walk out whether I play well or whether I don't, being regretful. And I think I haven't been recently, so that's something I'm really proud of. But yeah.
How much time do you have? I mean, is it Allie, you're in now, or Allie?
It's more Allie, go, and I'm oh, okay. And I'm on the sideline warming up my shoulder. But, yeah, it's a little bit of quick notice sometimes. Sometimes I know a little bit further in advance, but yeah, you gotta always be ready, so, yeah.
What have you seen from her?
Girls. When Allie came on her visit here, I was assigned to hang out with her, and we went to dinner, and I got to know her really well. And I believe I was the first person she called when she committed here, so I feel like we've built that relationship the past few months, and I'm really proud of her, and I know that she wants to continue to play volleyball after college, and she's gonna get those opportunities. But it's just really cool seeing not only Allie, but a lot of the other girls that aren't necessarily starters come off the bench and perform for us, and I know we like to call them game changers, and I feel like that's exactly what they're all doing. And like Allie said, it gives you a different perspective on what type of player and what type of teammate you grow and aspire to be, and I feel like they're all really embracing that and doing an amazing job because, coming to a school like Nebraska is not easy, and everyone has the dreams of being on the court, and that's not going to be the case for everyone all the time and for every game, but I feel like that's something all the girls on our team are doing really well, embracing their role and being cheerleaders for us on the sideline whenever they can.
I mean, what does it mean to those of you that aren't necessarily starting every match? Like Danny said, hey, everybody's going to get a chance to play, and here she is in the conference season, and that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, like it says, like I think it shows that like Danny's true to her word, but that also, like, regardless of your situation, like you have to be working hard wherever you're at, because at some point when your opportunity does come, it's like, are you going to embrace it or are you going to let it pass you up? And so I think that's something that I've really had to work on off the court, is like, you know, when I get my chance, like how am I going to react? And even when I don't get my chance, how am I going to react? And I think, like I said, like that all goes back to the maturity piece of like, it takes a lot of maturity to go in and play well, but it also takes a lot of maturity to kind of wear humility and stand on the side, but know that it's for a greater reason. So I think that's something that I'm trying to do really well right now, is like be very humble about where I'm at and just kind of wearing humility proud. But yeah.
Harper, your hitting percentage up 60 points from last year.
Mm-hmm.
What about your game has evolved to allow you to terminate at a higher rate?
Yeah, I think I've talked about this a few times, but I think it just comes with maturity. You know, I've played college volleyball for 3 years now, and you grow a lot mentally, physically. I feel like my IQ on the court has grown a lot, and that's not something you realize in the moment. But, you know, looking back to my games my freshman year, my sophomore year, I'm kind of like, I'm seeing the growth in myself, and I think it just comes with how I view the game and being able to slow it down in my head. And I think I talked about it last week. That's what I've been able to do with blocking, but finding a way to do it with everything, not just blocking, with the pace of the game, watching the other hitters, seeing what their shot is, all the little things like that most people probably wouldn't see. But yeah, I think just overall it's just growth on my end, and continuing to experience college volleyball in the way that I know and grow as the best player I can be, and just continue to take opportunities to learn and to grow from those. And of course, like, hopefully it pays off in the end.
One of your preseason goals was consistency. Do you think that's been a big factor for that?
Definitely. I feel like I've, especially passing, I know I'm not getting served the most right now, but I feel like that's a good time for me to, you know, take a step back, because I already have a lot on my plate when I'm on the court. I have to do everything. So not getting served is kind of a little bit of a weight lifted off, because I can worry about the next thing. I can worry about the hit. I can worry about playing defense. So I think I have been a lot more consistent. But like I said, it truly just comes with experience and growing as a player.
Allie, what was it like sitting in the bench area watching what Harper and Andi did in that first set at Purdue?
It's awesome. It's good to see like all their hard work transfer over too. Like they've been working so hard in the gym, and I just see it every day. And so it's really cool to be able to watch them go out there and just kind of let it play out. And yeah, I mean, I love being their biggest hype man. Like they do so much for the team, and I want to see them win so bad. And so yeah, I love it. Makes me excited for y'all.
Allie, I guess this is a little bit different for you, being a part of the team that's undefeated, number one of the team in the country the past 7 weeks. Just, maybe you as a teammate, how have you adjusted to all of the winning, and then also just how are you, I guess, being kind of that cheerleader role at times, you know, on the bench and just supportive, I guess?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, obviously we haven't lost a game yet, so that's really exciting. And just to be a part of a winning program that's like winning so much, it's really cool. But I think, yeah, it comes with a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that take that, and it kind of, that's what gets you there. And so I would say, like I said, it's awesome, and it's really cool to be able to embrace that role, whatever that role looks like. But yeah, I feel like God put me here for a bigger reason than just volleyball too. So it's like, how can I continue to pour into my teammates and be that light for them regardless of what my role may look like? And so I think everyone has a role, and it's like, how do you play it to the best of your ability in order to ensure that the team is successful? And so that's something I've really had to continue to just like check myself with, is how am I doing every day at that? But yeah.
Allie, obviously you've been competing against Virginia, but how have you seen her just settle into her first college volleyball season?
She's done great. She's done awesome. I know, like, coming from overseas is definitely a big adjustment, but I think she's a really good person, and it's been cool to be able to bounce off of each other and to help make each other better. But yeah, I think she's done a great job.
Time for a couple more.
Harper, John put a big emphasis on defense. What are all the reasons you think you've still been a good defensive team this year?
I mean, I think it starts with blocking. We know Becca's a great blocker, and we have a lot of good blockers up there, and I think that's something that Nebraska takes pride in. I know we're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and I know it's been like that for a while, so I think that's just something that we come into every season with intention to continue to be good blockers, continue to have good floor defense, because that's a tradition we want to continue, and that's kind of I don't know what the word is, but it's kind of like a pillar for Nebraska volleyball is defense. So I think that's just something we have intention with every day in the gym, and that's just something that comes with Nebraska volleyball, and we know that, so we take pride in that.
Allie, one of the other things you've been involved with is working with the radio.
Yes.
What are you doing with them, right, first couple interviews.
Hey, thanks.
What's going on there?
Okay, so I want to go into broadcasting post-grad. I want to play a little bit longer, but I definitely want to do that kind of down the road. And so I've been trying to just build as many connections in that as I can. And so I was like talking to Jessica, and I was like, hey, y'all have any internship opportunities? And she was like, yeah, you're welcome to like do stuff for radio. And so I've been doing it, and it's been really fun. And it adds like a fun little culture piece to it of like I get to connect with my teammates and ask them like fun questions. So yeah, it's been really fun, and I really enjoy it.
So what's one question we should be asking Harper right now?
Oh. How does it feel to be Big Ten player?
No, I already asked you that.
I can't ask you that, but I don't know. Like, at the end of the interviews, I always ask, like, a funny question. Like, I think I asked Skylar, it might have been Skylar or Campbell, that I asked, well, I did an interview with Skylar, but I didn't record. I know, well, y'all know how that works. It sucks. So I interviewed Campbell, and I asked her, like, who she'd want to be stuck on a deserted island with, and she was like, this has nothing to do with volleyball. And I was like, exactly. So I like asking, like, the fun little, like, crazy question at the end, so I don't know. I'll have to interview you next.
What's my fun, crazy question?
Girl, I don't know right now. I gotta think about that.
Okay.
You start what taking for a while too.
Yeah, I can't ask no Tate McRae questions anymore. I've heard enough about that. I love her. She's great, but I'm just like, I can't.
So, Allie, who would you want to be stuck on a deserted island?
Either Harper or Ryan, because it'd be really entertaining.
Thank you.
I feel like that says enough.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thanks everybody.
I would pick you.
Thank you.
by the
Oh,
way.
thank you.